Hey guys, Mike here. Mike's DVDs and Blu-rays collection is back. Today guys, I got some World War II movies, some different ones that are not talked about a lot, and got into these. Now a couple of these I've had for a while, I just haven't had a good chance to sit down and really watch it and everything, and these are very interesting, very nice releases, very nice indeed, very nice. So the first one I want to talk about, this kind of represents different parts of World War II, these stories. Now this is more from a British point of view. This is a British film from 1957, and it's really interesting because before this I never knew about the man who invented this particular bomb, and pretty interesting. So the movie I'm talking about is The Dam Busters, and really good British movie. This is a brand new restoration from Studio Canal. This is one of the vintage classics release. It's got a slipcase and everything. But yeah, it's has to deal with Dr. Barnes Wallace, who's played by Michael Redgrave, and he's basically he works for the British military. He's like a designer. He's working on this bomb that has to kind of bounce on the ocean. They have to drop, the plane has to drop it a certain way. It has to bounce almost like a ball. It's not shaped like a ball, and they've got to get it in a certain point of the dam in order to bust it open, so it will bust open and flood. So they're going to bomb these like 3 dams in this area and flood out the area, which will shut down the Nazis' war production and other things that's close to the dams in that area. So it's a really cool ideal. I mean, I'd never really heard about that, and I consider myself a World War II fan, and Army movies and whatnot and stuff. But yeah, it's really good. I mean, it's a very patriotic movie. I mean, it's really shown what the Brits did during World War II, and they had a series of dilemmas they had to get through, such as that. And this is a movie, I think it was written by R.C. Sheriff. It's based on a book by Paul Brickhill called The Enemy Coast Ahead, and it's photographed by Gilbert Taylor, and actually this is from 55, I'm sorry, not 57, 1955. But yeah, the look of it, the restoration looks really good on it. I mean, it doesn't even look like a movie from the 50s. It's really sharp. It looks more like in the 60s even. It's a great restoration on that and stuff, though. But yeah, basically, they're planning this air raid, and they're going to drop the bomb and take out these dams and stuff, and it's really good. And showing the training process and Michael Redgrave's infectious performance. I mean, he's just like this scientist who's just got so much on his mind, and he's kind of he's kind of silly at times because he's focused on this but it shows kind of him battling with the upper ranks and stuff, and them trying to shut him down, and he has to prove himself a couple times, and shows a lot of the testing of the bomb and stuff and everything. But yeah, really good movie. Apparently it was one of Britain's biggest box office hits of 1955 even. So if you're a fan of World War II movies, you've never seen this, I highly recommend it. I think Dan from Dan's Man Cave, you should check out his channel. Great channel, and he's a big war fan from what I believe I've heard and stuff. So there you go, Dan. Check that movie out, man. I think you'll like it. So there you go, The Dam Busters. Now next up, this is another movie that I've had this for a minute, and I just never did watch it. And it's one of those big epic war movies from like the 60s, and it's one of the big ones that I've never seen before, but I was really surprised. I really liked it a lot. Now this was filmed in what do you call it, what's it called, It's a big widescreen. It's a 70 millimeter. What do you call it? The movie's like can't think of what it is. It's got the 3 parts. Cinerama. That's what I'm thinking about. It was filmed in Cinerama, and it was one of the few movies made in. I think it was the only movie made in '65 in Cinerama that day. And I heard Quentin Tarantino is a big fan of this movie. This is 1965's The Battle of the Bulge, and this is largely a tank movie. So if you're into tanks, I love tanks. That you'll really like this movie. It's really good. This is 5 months after the D-Day invasion, and most of the American soldiers think the German army is broken, and the Germans think otherwise. In order to buy time to fill the skies with their invincible new jets, they launch one furious offensive, and they basically set up this massive thing, and they bring in this really cocky Nazi tank commander. He's going to lead their tanks, and really those tanks weren't no match for the American tanks at the time. They were just getting blown off the road, basically, right and left, and all that. But really cool how it comes down. It's not boring for a minute. I mean, this movie is 169 minutes. It's got a great big cast, kind of like The Longest Day that was made in 1962, which was one of the large, epic World War II movies. This would be kind of maybe a cousin to it, so to speak. But yeah, it stars Henry Fonda, Robert Shaw, the great Robert Ryan, Dana Andrews. Who else is in here? George Montgomery, Charles Bronson's even in this. Telly Savalas. Telly Savalas has a really good role in there. He does really good. But yeah, this is a great movie. Highly recommend this. It's got 2 vintage featurettes. It's in Dolby 5.1, and it's supposed to be a new digital transferred from the restored picture and audio elements. There you go. The Battle of the Bulge. And I highly recommend that too. So Dan, if you haven't seen that one, there you go. And finally, guys, this is a movie that it's not so much a hardcore war movie. It takes place during World War II, but this is more on the spy side of things, the secret agents and all that stuff. So this is a really cool movie I checked out. I just checked this out in the past 2-3 months. But it's called OSS. And which OSS, what does that stand for? I'm trying to think. What does it stand for? I can't think of it. But anyways, this is a new 2K master from Kino. It stars Alan Ladd, Geraldine Fitzgerald, and it's got a great little cast in here, really good. But basically, it's kind of a noirish a little bit, but it's definitely a war action movie about a team of spies and saboteurs in Nazi occupied France. So yeah, it's this riveting wartime spy thriller. The story opens at an army spy school where tactics and gadgets used in espionage operations are demonstrated to students, as well as the sobering lesson that one wrong move could cost them their lives. A cunning captain, played by Alan Ladd, of an OSS team is sent undercover into Nazi-occupied France to blow up a railroad tunnel. With danger constantly at their backs, the team carefully plots a course of action while the enemy is closing in and D-Day is fast approaching. So this movie is pre D-Day, and then you got the other one that was after D-Day and stuff. So if you want to look at more of it's very interesting. So you got the British, and you got the French, and you got the Nazis, and you got the Americans, and blah blah blah. They're all doing their stuff, and it's really good. I highly recommend this. It's from 1946, and it's 108 minutes. But yeah, really good. Alan Ladd is really on top of his game. in the 40s, and that's one of the many great movies he made in the 40s. So there you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. Those are just a couple little sampling of some World War II themed stuff that I've watched lately. So I highly recommend those things. Check them out and all that good stuff. So let me know in the comments what you think. Make sure you check out Dan's Man Cave. It's a great channel, and he's always got great stuff to talk about, and he actually talks about the movies. He actually gives opinions about the movies. He doesn't just show them, and he gives you an opinion, and he doesn't BS you. So there you go, guys. So let me know in the comments what you think. Give me a like, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. And until next time, I'm Mike. Watch good movies, and I'll see you later.